In stillness, the world resets. Ever wonder why some people seem to navigate through life's storms with a kind of serene silence? While most are busy filling the air with words, these individuals maintain a thoughtful quietude. What's the secret behind their enigmatic composure? The answer may lie in the wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that extols the virtues of silence, not as an absence, but as a presence, a substance, and a core trait of a meaningful life. Today, we're delving into the 6 compelling traits of people who speak less, traits that align astonishingly well with Stoic teachings. Whether you're looking to refine your own conversational habits, or simply curious about the quieter minds among us, this video will offer you insights that could transform the way you engage with the world. So stick around to explore how Stoicism informs and enriches the lives of those who choose words carefully and speak sparingly. Trait number 1. Self-reflection. Inward is the way ahead. This Stoic proverb captures the essence of our first trait, self-reflection. People who speak less are often immersed in a continual dialogue with themselves, engaged in an inner exploration of their thoughts, emotions, and motivations. While the external world buzzes with distractions and chaos, these individuals find a sanctuary in their own minds where they can examine their lives in great detail. Now, why is this so important? Self-reflection is a core tenet of Stoicism. Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius spent significant amounts of time documenting their thoughts in private journals, not merely as a form of self-expression, but as a way to confront their own vulnerabilities, flaws, and strengths. This practice provides the individual with the tools to not just understand themselves, but also to understand the world around them. Imagine you're in a heated debate, and your opponent has just said something that irks you. Most people would impulsively blurt out a reaction, their words fueled by immediate emotion. However, someone committed to self-reflection would pause. In that pause lies a world of self-awareness. They assess their feelings, question why they felt triggered, and evaluate the most constructive way to respond, or not respond at all. This measured approach significantly impacts the quality of interactions and relationships, but self-reflection goes even deeper. It allows individuals to explore their core values, align their actions with their beliefs, and thereby live a life of greater congruence and meaning. For example, a person may realize through self-reflection that they value simplicity and moderation. Recognizing this, they can then opt for a life less cluttered by material excess or emotional drama. It's worth noting that self-reflection isn't about navel-gazing or indulging in self-absorption. It's about achieving a heightened awareness that enables better decision-making and fosters emotional resilience. By consistently questioning why they think what they think and why they do what they do, these individuals cultivate a rich inner world that equips them to engage with the external world in a more meaningful and effective manner. In summary, self-reflection acts as both a shield and a guide. It shields us from impulsive actions that often lead to regret and guides us towards a life that's in harmony with our true selves and Stoic ideals. Trait number 2, deep listening. The quieter you become, the more you can hear, says an old proverb that captures the essence of deep listening. People who speak less often excel in this art, a practice deeply connected to Stoic principles. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This isn't merely a physical observation, it's a profound guide to human interaction. Deep listening is not just about hearing the words that are being said. It's about fully engaging with the speaker, absorbing not only their words but also their tone, their body language, and the emotional undertones that thread through their speech. This type of listening transforms conversations from mere exchanges of words into opportunities for genuine connection and understanding. Consider this real-life scenario. You're in a conversation with a friend who's going through a difficult time. Most people might jump in with advice, personal anecdotes, or even platitudes in an attempt to fix the situation. However, A person skilled in deep listening would do something radically different. They would listen, truly listen, without immediate judgment or the compulsion to intervene. By doing so, they allow the other person the space to express themselves fully, often helping them come to their own conclusions or solutions. But why is deep listening particularly Stoic? Stoicism teaches us the importance of understanding the human condition, of empathy, and of cultivating inner virtues that help us navigate the complexities of life. When you listen deeply, you're practicing emotional restraint, holding back your judgments and immediate reactions, which allows you to respond more thoughtfully and wisely. You're also practicing the Stoic art of focusing entirely on the present moment. In that moment, nothing else exists but the act of listening, allowing for a more authentic and meaningful interaction. Deep listening enhances not just personal relationships, but all human interactions. Whether it's in a challenging work meeting, a complex negotiation, or even an ordinary day-to-day conversation, the ability to listen deeply provides you with a strategic advantage. It enables you to understand motives, anticipate actions, and react with an equanimity that can only come from truly understanding the situation at hand. In summary, deep listening is more than a social skill. It's a life skill. By practicing it, we move closer to the Stoic ideals of wisdom, emotional control, and virtuous living. It provides a path to understanding the world and our place in it, one conversation at a time. Trait 3. Controlled emotions. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. This ancient wisdom encapsulates what controlled emotions are all about. Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus often spoke about the significance of emotional restraint as a pathway to a fulfilling life. People who speak less often exhibit a remarkable control over their emotions, an attribute that doesn't imply suppression, but rather mastery. Why is this trait so crucial? Emotions in their raw form are reactive. Anger, excitement, sadness. They can hijack your rational mind and lead you down a path that you might later regret. Controlled emotions mean that you have the mental fortitude to pause, to understand the emotional upheaval within you, and to choose a reaction that is in alignment with your values and objectives. Let's illustrate this with a real-world example. Suppose someone cuts you off in traffic. The immediate, visceral reaction for many would be one of anger, perhaps even escalating to road rage. However, a person with controlled emotions would swiftly evaluate the situation. Is my anger going to change what happened? Is it going to benefit me or others around me? Almost instantaneously, they opt for calmness, acknowledging the emotion, but not allowing it to dictate their actions. In the Stoic sense, controlled emotions are deeply connected to the concept of the dichotomy of control. This Stoic principle teaches us that we can't control external events. We can only control our reactions to them. By mastering your emotions, you exercise control over the one domain where you indeed have full authority, yourself. And there's immense freedom in that realization. Controlled emotions also pave the way for deeper relationships, better decision-making, and a balanced life. When you control your emotions, you're less likely to say things you'll regret, make impulsive decisions, or let your mood dictate your day. You become a stabilizing force, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Your relationships improve because you react thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Your decision-making sharpens because it's guided by rational thought and not clouded by transient emotions. In summary, controlled emotions serve as a gatekeeper to a life well lived. They allow you to navigate the complexities and challenges of existence with the wisdom and stability that come from inner mastery. It's not about negating emotions. It's about understanding them so profoundly that you can utilize them as tools rather than be governed by them. Number 4, intentionality. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius's words resonate deeply when discussing intentionality. People who speak less often live their lives steeped in intentionality. Every word uttered, every action taken, and even every silence embraced are all purposeful, aimed at serving a higher goal or a deeper understanding. Why is this trait essential? Well, intentionality is the antithesis of recklessness. When we go through life on autopilot, reacting to events without considering the consequences or benefits, we relinquish control over our own lives. In contrast, people with high intentionality live in the driver's seat of their existence. They are constantly evaluating whether their actions align with their values, goals, and the best version of themselves they aim to be. Consider a practical example. You're offered a job with a higher salary, but in a field you have no interest in. Many would jump at the opportunity without much thought, lured by the immediate gratification of a thicker paycheck. However, a person living with intentionality would pause and assess the offer's alignment with their long-term goals, passions, and lifestyle. They would weigh the immediate benefits against the potential long-term costs, such as job dissatisfaction, stress, or even derailment from their true calling. And they would make their decision based on this comprehensive assessment. Stoicism teaches us that our rationality is what separates us from other animals. This rationality should not be used merely for survival, but for flourishing. Intentionality embodies this Stoic principle by applying rational thought to every aspect of life, from the grandest decisions to the most mundane tasks. When you live intentionally, you elevate your life from a series of random events to a coherent, fulfilling journey guided by reason and values. Moreover, intentionality fosters self-accountability. You begin to understand that your choices have consequences and you're responsible for them. This understanding breeds a form of empowerment that is deeply Stoic in nature, eliminating the blame game and taking ownership of your life. In summary, intentionality is a guiding compass, steering you through the myriad choices and challenges that life presents. By adopting this trait, you align yourself more closely with Stoic principles, leading to a life that is not just reactive but proactive, not just lived but designed. Number 5. Wisdom. Of all the things which wisdom provides to make us entirely happy, much the greatest is the possession of friendship, declared Epicurus. While he wasn't a Stoic philosopher, his sentiment resonates deeply with Stoic principles and the trait of wisdom. Those who speak less often exhibit an innate wisdom that isn't merely intellectual, but is also deeply emotional and ethical. But what does it mean to be wise? Wisdom is not just the accumulation of knowledge. It's the judicious application of that knowledge for the betterment of oneself and others. Wisdom is the ability to see things as they are, to discern the correct path among a multitude of options, and to apply ethical reasoning in the choices we make. It's not merely about being smart. It's about being insightful, understanding, and sagacious. For instance, consider the situation where a friend comes to you with a moral dilemma. Should they take a new job at the expense of leaving their team behind in a challenging situation? The wise individual wouldn't merely offer a straightforward answer, but would guide the friend in reasoning through the ethical and practical implications of the decision. They might ask questions like, how aligned is this new job with your long-term career goals? Or have you done your best to leave your current team in a good position? Instead of dictating, they facilitate a process of reflective decision-making. Wisdom in the Stoic sense is intrinsically linked to the 4 Stoic virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues are not isolated traits but interwoven qualities that collectively guide a Stoic individual in navigating the complexities of life. Wisdom allows you to act courageously but not recklessly, to seek justice but not revenge, and to practice temperance without veering into deprivation. Moreover, wisdom gives you the ability to adapt, to change your sails when the winds of life shift unexpectedly. Stoicism teaches us that the only constant in life is change, and wisdom equips you with the flexibility to adapt to these changes without losing your core values and objectives. In summary, wisdom is the lighthouse that guides you through the stormy seas of life. It's an amalgamation of intellectual depth, ethical strength, emotional intelligence, and the humility to know that you never have all the answers. Trait 6. Authenticity. Let the hidden harmony of your character come to expression rather than seeking to appear consistent, said Heraclitus, an ancient philosopher whose thoughts influenced Stoicism. Authenticity, in its purest form, is about being true to oneself, and people who speak less are often remarkable embodiments of this virtue. Why is this trait so compelling? Authenticity is more than just being yourself. It's about aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with your true nature. It's a rebellion against societal norms that ask you to conform, against peer pressure that wants you to fit in, and against self-doubt that whispers you're not enough. When you're authentic, you're inherently free from the shackles of pretense, deceit, and fear of judgment. Consider this real-life scenario. You're in a social gathering and a controversial topic comes up. The room is filled with strong opinions, and the pressure to conform is palpable. An authentic person, someone who speaks less but with depth, may choose not to go with the crowd's popular opinion. They would rather stand alone, grounded in their own beliefs and values, than be swept away by the tide of public opinion. The courage to be authentic, especially when it's unpopular, speaks volumes more than any rhetoric ever could. Stoicism tells us to live in accordance with nature, our own and that of the universe. Authenticity captures the essence of this principle. When you're authentic, you recognize your role in the grand tapestry of existence. You understand your strengths and limitations, your virtues and vices, and you strive to live in a manner that accentuates the former while mitigating the latter. Importantly, authenticity nurtures trust, both in yourself and in others. People are more likely to trust someone who is genuine and transparent in their actions and words, and in trusting yourself, you gain a strong inner compass that guides you unerringly even when you venture into uncharted territories. In summary, authenticity is not just a trait, but a philosophy of life. It's about casting aside the masks we wear and the roles we play, embracing the unvarnished truth of who we are. It's about living with integrity, where your external actions are in harmony with your internal principles. Final thoughts. Each of these traits is like a thread, woven into the intricate tapestry of Stoic philosophy, helping you build a life rich in meaning, dignity, and purpose. Remember, Stoicism isn't just a philosophy. It's a way of life, a lens through which you can interpret, interact, and influence the world around you for the better. We're not just discussing theory here. We're building a thriving Stoic community. Your insights, experiences, and wisdom are not just welcomed. They're essential. So feel free to share your own journeys, challenges, and triumphs in the comments below. We're here to learn, to grow, and to fortify each other on this path to Stoic mastery. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos that can propel you further along this inspiring journey. Thank you for investing your time and energy into becoming the best version of yourself. Until next time, may you live true to your nature, ever aspiring, ever evolving.